What's up? We're back with season 4, episode 2 of BMF. Meech and Terry, they are back in Mexico. They're gonna drip by drip us about how they had this big ass falling out. And now I'm believing that it had a lot to do with religion. So S.A., I forgot his name, the drug kingpin, is in Mexico with them, and he is now harvesting brains. I see hearts, and I'm trying to figure out what is going on. Apparently it was a deer. Terry's looking at him like he is insane. Meech is looking at him like, has some respect. That's his religion. Terry got Hoops watching B Mickey because they trying to figure out if B Mickey's a snitch or what is going on. Hoops was like, everybody's talking the whole block about what happened to Lamar except the person that did the shooting. So pretty much B Mickey's being solid. Terry's like, I don't trust him. Stay on him. Watch him. However, the camera cuts to B Mickey's situation. His daughter is so sick, and you just see the tears in his eyes because you see a grown man helpless trying to work dollar for dollar, and his daughter needs another operation. Remember, he just took a hit because his mother is unalived. So now he got baby girl. This is sad. Detective Bryant is in a grieving class with kids that were unalived by violence. However, Brian ain't there for himself. He's trying to get information out of one of the fathers in Techwood Projects. You remember the kid that was taken out in Techwood Projects? Yeah, he's trying to get a loop in with the father to find out what's going on with Meech. Dude, this guy done switched area codes just for Meech. I'm like, Terry's still up in Detroit.
God.
Why don't you stay there? But he's got a hard on for Meech. Guy, get a life. While he's giving the father a ride home, the detectives come through Techwood Projects. And guess what they do with Detective Bryant? They slammed him on the ground like he stole something, and they beat his ass. And I was like, cool. However, what surprised me the most is that Detective Bryant didn't feel a way about it. I'm like, dude, they are disrespectful. I mean, they could have been so much more tactful about it. How about the fact that you really sitting there minding your business and you got a mouthful from these cops? He had no remote. He didn't feel no way. I'm like, oh, okay. So he's with the shits. Charles is at church supporting Lucille, clapping for her, and them looking like a nice family. B Mickey shows up. His daughter could not make it because she's homesick. And B Mickey's talking to the father like, listen, my daughter's sick and this work thing ain't working. And the father's like, no. We all had to pick up extra shifts and stuff like that. You'll be fine. Yeah, okay. He's talking all that. But later on in the series, you could see he don't want to go back to work there either. But we're going to get back to that in 2 seconds. Markisha set up this connect for Terry because this dude want to buy bulk. Terry goes to see the dude and he discovers that the dude is cool. So he's going to hook Markisha up and have her the point of contact. Now, I know she's good businesswoman and all of that stuff, but for some reason, I'm like, oh my gosh, this might not end well. Side note real quick. When the guy was like, Markisha looked fine, Terry was like, listen, if I was you, I wouldn't touch her because the last man that touched her baby daddy tried to kill both of them. And I'm sitting there like, oh, he's pretty much sending warning shots without sending warning shots. Pretty much don't touch her. Detective Bryant is interrogation now. And he tells them, look, I'm a detective. I'm like you guys. And he was like, well, why didn't you say that? He was like, because I didn't want to blow my cover. So that's what I'm saying. He's working an angle. He's not even there about his son. He's there about his anger. He's there trying to get Meech. I'm like, dude, live your life. So Nicole is in the car with Breeze and they are chilling up. And Nicole is like, listen, I don't want to wait. And I was like, no, Nicole, please. I don't like to see young girls losing their virginity. Anyway, she's ready, but come to find out she's 18 years old. So I'm like, well, that's about the same age I was. Seriously. After they finish doing the do, a cop comes and he's like, yo, car stolen. However, the cop know what they were doing because he gonna tell Lucille. Meanwhile, Charles and Lucille is at home. Charles gets the phone call that one of the singers is sick, and Charles is like, all right, so when we gonna go? And this is like a David Ruffin kind of character because ain't no group without this dude. So Charles gets told, we don't know if it's gonna get better. We don't even know if we gonna go on tour. While Charles is trying to process this, Lucille didn't even take 2 seconds before she was like, I need child support. Lucille, you don't got no kids in the house. Why are you yelling about child support? We raised them already. She's like, well, we need money. You better go. She told him to get on his knees. I'm like, damn, she could have said anything else, but she was like, dude, get on your knees. I'm like, yeah, well, because that's the way she feels, and beg for your job back. Can't he just ask for his job back? Why we got to be on knees begging another man? Yo, I really don't like the way she sees him. It is horrible. So right after that, when they were about to get into it, because he was about to let her have it for a second, the phone rings again, and that is the cops letting them know that Nicole was in a stolen car. So now Charles is trying to figure out how he gonna get money to get baby girl out. He's like, we can't take Meech's money because they waiting to see us use dirty money to get her out. So he goes to the pawn shop and he pawns his guitar. Now, if they really was worried about the double money, he can always double back and get that guitar back out of the pawn shop. You know what I mean? And take Meech's money. Because Meech, you paying for this shit. For real. Baby girl gets out of jail. Lucille was about to go ham on Nicole. And Charles is just watching. He was letting Nicole talk back to Lucille. And at first I'm like, dude, you really gonna let her talk like this? He was just letting her go. And all of a sudden, Lucille was about to fly off. He caught her midair and was like, listen, you in church preaching all this grace, forgiveness, and everything else. Why don't you show something to your family? She thought about it for a second. Nicole upstairs. Meech got the nerve to call Nicole. Now, you would think he would apologize, but he was like, this can't be me. So at first, I'm like, yo, this dude is annoying. Like, why he never step up for his sister the way he should? Be like, yo, my fault. But he's watching what he says when he's on the phone. Because he was like, oh, you got those tickets to the Mets game or whatever it is. He was like, you got the tickets? I know you didn't give my name, so who got you the tickets? So she gives them the name of who it was. They talking code, and he's like, all right. He ain't saying, I would be up there in 2 seconds. I'd be like, yo, I'm coming to town. You know what I mean? He ain't even coming to town. He just like, that's it. Because I would have to like have words for my sister. Like, you know, I would never do this on purpose. But she's feeling like he did. And I'm feeling like he did because he wasn't showing anything until they cut to the clip where he actually goes into the car agency and he realizes, yo, he might have a fleet of stolen cars on his hands. Now, that's crazy because you know when the police don't like you, they just start running your tags. Oh, okay, it's all clean. It's all clean. All right. Because they ran the tags before they even stopped Nicole. So imagine what they gonna do. And y'all riding dirty? Nah, y'all gotta fix that. So he goes to the lady and she was like, listen, the person I got it from told me it was good. However, in that moment, Detective Bryant came to town and Meech is like, I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna see you later. He's gonna throw her a couple of dollars because, yo, you better not say I was here. Don't give him no conversation, and I'm gonna talk to you later. But that girl really needed talking to because, yo, you can't be giving me dirty cars. B. Mickey knows Hoops is following him because he knows how these dudes roll. And he knocks on the door. Hoop knocked out Cole. He was like, yo, you sleeping on the job? Tell Terry to come see me. He got you following me around. Tell him to come see me. Of course, Hoops gives him the message. Thank you, Hoops. You know I still love my Hoops. You know the detectives that was running up in the Techwood projects? One of them and Bryant is getting so cool. Not the Asian guy that's a little bit too handsy. I wonder what's going on with his life. Because he out of control. Out of pocket. The Asian guy, he's Rambo. He running around, busting through projects and stuff like that, but that's okay because he about to get what's coming to him. Detective Bryant was like, yo, sit back, relax, be calm. No, I can't be calm. I like to run and mess shit up. Okay, fine. They run in like this is Armageddon. And the dudes is like, yo, what's going on? The guy's about to pull out his cell phone, but the cops are so damn trigger happy, they start shooting. So the dude that was Ramboing, I'm not going to be able to find his story because they took him out as deserved. It was completely unnecessary. And the guy was going for his phone and no product was there because Meech knew Bryant was in town. So he was trying to move with caution. And Meech watching the whole thing. And he's like, damn, homie. He had that plane rewired back to Jay Pusher. Oh, Jay Pusher. Yo, you ever know the phrase, if you give somebody an inch, they take a mile? That is Jay Pusher. The plane comes in. Instead of him saying, yo, thank you, he was like, yo, imagine if we move this mess faster than Meech do. There's no need for Meech. We don't need the middleman. We can move all this weight ourselves. If he goes to the connect after the time that they had, that connect is gonna light Jay Pusha up himself for the disrespect. So we already know what it is, but it's all good. Unfortunately, grand opening, grand closing for Jay Pusha coming soon because he's trying it. And I like my wire guys, but we needed a villain. Anyway, what y'all thought about this episode? I thought it was a solid episode. I'm not even gonna lie. It's a build-up coming. I always gotta plug Raising Kanan. And Raising Kanan is my favorite. It's my number one. But, this was a good episode. Anyway, it's your girl Amina Seen It. Let me know what y'all think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.